Hello, welcome everyone to another biology class. Today, we are going to learn about asexual reproduction, different modes in simple organisms. What is the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction? In sexual reproduction, it involves two parents, a father and a mother. Both parents involved in sexual process and give rise to a new organism. But in asexual reproduction, asexual means there is no sex. Only one parent is involved to produce a new organism. And the organism which produces by the asexual mode looks exactly like the parent organism. There will be no variation from the parent. But in the case of sexual reproduction, there are chances of variation because it is produced from a father and a mother. Today, we will learn about different modes of asexual reproduction in simple organisms. Very simple organisms. Different modes of asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction, there are different kinds in different kinds of organisms, different types in different kinds of organisms. First, let us see which are the different modes of asexual reproduction. The first one is known as fission. The second method is fragmentation. Then the third method is regeneration. And the fourth method, it is spore formation. Then the fifth method of asexual reproduction, let's say budding. And lastly, we have to look into one more type of asexual reproduction, that is vegetative propagation. So let us look into one by one, okay, in detail. So the first one is fission. Let's look in detail about fission. What is meant by fission? Fission means splitting. Splitting of an organism is simply called fission. So this fission we can divide into two types. It is, first one is binary fission and multiple fission. Binary and multiple. So from the name itself, it is very clear. So this division depends on according to the number of new organisms produced. So fission means, I told you, it is just splitting up of a parent organism into one or more new organisms. So fission can be divided into two, binary and multiple. That depends on the number of new organisms produced. So first is binary fission. So what is meant by binary? Binary means two. Bi means two. Binary means where two new organisms may be produced from a single organism. Then what is multiple then? From the name it's very clear. Multiple means there will be many new organisms formed or many new daughter cells formed. That is multiple fission. So this binary fission means where two new organisms will be produced from the parent organism. And we know, already we learned, asexual means there is asexual means there is no sex. So only one parent will be there. There will be no male or no female, only one parent. So
So this occurs in very simple organisms like unicellular organisms where their bodies are very primitive. So here let's talk about the example like a protozoan named amoeba. Okay, amoeba. How this amoeba is getting reproduced. We know amoeba is a single cell organism. Amoeba is a single cell organism with an outer cell membrane and a specific nucleus with cytoplasm inside. So this is the basic structure of amoeba. It is a very simple organism with a very simple body design. How this amoeba reproduces? By cell division, means by fission method. So first of all, this amoeba, when it get matured, first its nucleus will start dividing. The nucleus, the center part of the cell, it will start getting splitting or divided. So in the same organism, this nucleus of the cell may be started to get divided. So this is the first step which happens in amoeba's body. So nucleus will be dividing first. Okay, then what will be the next step? In the next step, again, in a single body, there will be two nucleus. So here it is started splitting. Then in the next stage, the nucleus will be splitting into two. So there is a single cell with a two nucleus and cytoplasm. Then what will be the next step? Now the nucleus division over. Now next what to happen? Its cytoplasm have to divide and the cell itself have to divide into two new organisms. So here this amoeba will be dividing into two new organisms. So where one new cell will be formed and another new cell will be formed, each with a separate nucleus and cytoplasm. So this is one of the type of fission, binary fission, where the amoeba divides. Because amoeba is a shapeless organism, it can change its body in any plane, where the first nucleus will divide followed by the division of cytoplasm and it forms two new daughter amoebae. This is one of the binary fission. And another example is another organism, because amoeba means it does not have a specific body pattern. So it can divide in any plane into two. But in some other organism, they are having a specific plane or specific structure for the body, like Leishmania, like an organism called the Leishmania, where the body is having a specific structure. It is having a specific body structure with a long whip-like organ which is called a flagella. It is having a flagella. So there is a central flagella, whip-like organ is there for this organism. So it cannot divide the body in such a position. So what will happen? One part will be having this flagella, but the other part may not be having. So how it have to divide? It have to divide in this specific position only, like a longitudinal position it will divide. So that both part will be having this tentacle or this flagella. Okay, so this occurs in a specific pattern in case of this Leishmania. But again it is binary fission itself, where two new organisms will be formed. So we learned two examples for binary fission, amoeba and Leishmania. Now let's look into multiple fission. What is meant by multiple? I said you there many new organisms will be formed. That is multiple fission. Here the example is Plasmodium. You know what is Plasmodium? Plasmodium is a dangerous parasite where it can give us the very dangerous disease called malaria. It is carried by the vector mosquito and it gives us the disease malaria. This plasmodium is dividing in such a manner where its nucleus, I told you the nucleus will be dividing. First of all, there will be forming a cyst around, and this nucleus will divide into many nucleus or many nuclei. Okay, so each nucleus will be dividing into many nuclei, and the cytoplasm inside will accumulate around each nuclei formed. The cytoplasm will accumulate around each nucleus like this. So it will form a cluster of cells, many cells, and which are together kept in a structure which is called a cyst. This structure is called a cyst. So inside the cyst there are many plasmodial cells will be forming. So each nucleus with a mini cytoplasm. So inside the cyst there are many new plasmodiums get formed. Now what happens? When the conditions are favorable, what happens? Slowly the cyst will break. The cyst will break at any position, and all these organisms will be coming out individually, and it will get separate or it will stay alone. Okay, so this is one type of fission. It is multiple fission. Example is plasmodium, where single nucleus divides into many nuclei and cytoplasm will be accumulating around each nucleus, and that occurs in a structure called cyst. When the conditions are favorable, the cyst will break and the two individual new organisms will be coming out and survive. So this is what we call multiple fission. So hope it's clear. Both first method of asexual reproduction, it is fission, is of two types, binary and multiple. Now let's look into the other type of asexual reproduction. Other type of asexual reproduction, second one we said it as fragmentation. Fragmentation. So what is meant by this fragment? What is meant by fragment? Fragment means small pieces. Small pieces are called fragments. Okay. We know we have like that vermicelli at your home, like a lengthy vermicelli. So for making here and all, we'll be breaking into many small pieces, so that each piece we can call it as a fragment. Here, the fragmentation means the organism itself will be splitting or breaking into many fragments. Long organism will be splitting into many fragments, and each fragment can grow into a new organism. That is called fragmentation. And the best example is in green algae called Spirogyra. Spirogyra. It is the best example for fragmentation. Means it is found in water. It is having a long body and having the chloroplast inside. There is nucleus for that. Okay, so this is such a figure for the Spirogyra. Now what? It is very lengthy algae. Okay, what happens now? When it get matured, when this parent Spirogyra, when it get matured, it will split up into many pieces. Say it can split up 1, 2, 3 or many pieces. And now you could see there are many pieces. Okay. 1 or 2 or 3 pieces of or fragments of Spirogyra. Now what may happen? Each of this fragment can grow the body into new organism. This is a simple method. This is not a unicellular organism. It is a simple multicellular organism where also this asexual reproduction occurs. Okay. Where the organism, when it get matured, split up into many fragments, and each fragment can grow into new organism. That is called a fragmentation. Okay. Now let's move on to the third method. The third method of asexual reproduction is regeneration. Now what is regenerating? Means generating again, regenerating. This one we can say it is a reproduction for some organism. For some organism we can say it is a reproductive method. But for many of the organism it is not a method of reproduction actually. But regeneration. If an organism lost its body part, it can regenerate that lost body part. As in the case of, you might have seen the lizards in your home. It may be cutting its tail when it sees an enemy and all to escape from the enemy. It may cut the tail. But after some days, it can grow that tail again. So that is a type of regeneration that occurs in lizard. Lizard you are familiar with. But once this regenerated tail if is gone means it cannot regenerate it again. Okay. But that tail, the lowest tail cannot reproduce the remaining part of the lizard. Only the tail can regenerate, but the tail cannot regenerate the remaining body part. As in the case of starfish. You know, in Africa, once he was full of this starfish and the people were very much in trouble with this starfish. And what they did mean, they tried to catch this starfish and they cut into pieces and again thrown into water. Then what happened, you know, the starfish, the number of starfish colony got increased in water because from each piece of the starfish, it grows new. Means when it lost an arm, starfish, you know, it has 5 arms. So when it loses its arm, it can regenerate that body part. So that is another example for regeneration. And this is some multicellular organism, some little complex organism. Now we will look into very simple organism like planaria. Planaria is a very simple organism. Okay. If this organism cut into as many pieces, if I cut the organism here, and I cut into 3 pieces. Now what happens? The planaria, this is the head portion of the planaria head portion, and the other is the middle piece which I cut, and the last portion, the tail piece is there. So the 3 portion of the planaria. Now what happens to these pieces, you know? Each piece can, or from each piece, the remaining or the lost body part of the organism can be regenerate. See, this head portion, it actually loses the remaining part, the middle part or the tail part, it loses. So what happened? From this head portion, it can form the remaining body part. Here, the middle piece. From this piece, it can grow its head portion. Same time, it can grow its tail portion. From the tail piece, it can grow the remaining middle piece and the head piece, it can grow. And how it happens? It happens because they are having, or such organisms are having, specialized cells in their body which can regenerate or which can proliferate, increase in number. Means fast cell division may happen and regenerate a group of cells, and then from that group of cells the remaining body parts or the organs can be activated. So such a facility is there, such a process is there, happens in this organism. So from the head portion, it can grow its remaining body part, the leg, tail or the middle piece. Or here from the tail piece, from the middle piece it can grow its tail part, and even the head portion it can grow. And here it is tail, from which it can grow its middle and the head piece. Okay, now it forms 3 different planaria. But it does not cut into its own. Some accidentally it may happen, or if purposefully if some other organs are attacking or something happen, it can regenerate like this, or otherwise it will not cut itself in its body, not like a Spirogyra. Spirogyra in the case of fragmentation means it can cut its body itself. When it get mature, it will cut itself and form new organism. But here, this organism cannot cut itself. How it happens means some accidentally or with some other organisms are cut into pieces, means each piece will grow into a new organism. And we could say it is not exactly like a reproduction process, as in the case of lizard and all, it is not reproduction. Here we can say it is reproduction because from one planaria itself we got 3 planaria. But in some other organism like a lizard or starfish, it is not a reproduction. There it can regenerate its lost body part. Okay, so this is the third method of asexual reproduction, that is regeneration, and the example is planaria. And even in hydra also this regeneration can happen. Another example is hydra. This hydra means it is attached to some surface, and this hydra we know it is having a number of tentacles, means arms like structures are there for this hydra. Now what happens means, if this hydra's one tentacle got cut off from its body, means it can regenerate this tentacle. It can regenerate this tentacle. So this is also not a reproduction process. It lost its tentacle, so the lost tentacle can be regenerated. Okay. So this is another example for regeneration. So best example is in the case of reproduction we could say only planaria. Now what is the process of reproduction happens in hydra? Now we can look into that one. So now let's learn the fourth method, it is budding. What is budding? I told you we have to know how this hydra reproduces. So as the reproduction to occur means, we know hydra is a multicellular organism, very simple multicellular organism. So they have some special cells in their body which can increase in number by cell division very fast, and from which the new parts can be formed. Here hydra has to grow these tentacles and all. So here in the case of hydra, at a specific part of its body, some special cells, specialized cells in some specific part of the body will start dividing very fast. So let's say here, if in this part of the body of hydra, the cells of this side is getting dividing very fast, and it can proliferate and forms a small structure like this in the body as it is dividing very fast. They have special cells like it. So it forms a small structure, and this small structure which is growing in the body side of this hydra, we can call it as a bud. Now what happens in the next stage, this bud, so hydra having tentacles, and this bud, it will grow little more. And in the next stage what may happen? Again the hydra, it having tentacles in their body. Now this small bud which start growing little more bigger, which are formed with the tentacles. Now we could say it is having tentacles and the body get a bigger. We say that this bud is get matured. Okay, now its process got complete. Now what may happen? When it get matured, this small hydra will detach from the parent body. Now it is matured, it can grow alone. So it will detach from the parent body, and the small hydra will fall here and will start growing its size. Okay, now there is a small hydra which is formed from the bud, which is formed at this body side of the parent hydra. This process is called a budding. Okay, so for that they have specialized cells. So this division of the specialized cells have to form a small structure called bud, and the bud grows into new organism. When it get mature, it detach from the parent body and grow as a new organism. And the same budding happens in another organism called yeast. Yeast you may be familiar with. We are using the yeast for baking process and all. Yeast is a unicellular organism. Unicellular organism with a nucleus. So this yeast also reproduce by budding. Again, this yeast also forms a bud over its body like this. And some cytoplasm will be moving into the bud and there will be formation of a nucleus. Then when this bud get matured, this will detach from the parent body and form as a new individual. But this is not like our fission. Okay, fission means the parent itself will be splitting. Here it is not like that. Parent body, it forms a bud. Okay, so yeast give as an example for budding. Now let's look into the next method of asexual reproduction, say spore formation. Fifth method, it is spore formation. Spore formation. What is meant by this spore? Spore means powder-like, dust-like particles. Example, the very best example you might have seen when we kept this bread and all for long days in your home. After some days we could see small greenish color like structures on the bread. We could then we get spoiled and we cannot use it again. So that things which are growing on the bread is called the bread mold. Bread mold, it's a fungus. Bread mold, fungus, and it's termed as also rhizopus. Rhizopus, it's a name. Now let's draw the structure of the bread mold or rhizopus. So it is the surface. From the surface it is having a rising structure, rhizopus. So easily we can remember the name, rising structure, rhizopus. Rhizopus. Okay, and there will be many rhizopus. And the rhizopus, you know, it is having a stalk-like structure, and at the end it is having a blob-like or a bulb-like structure at the end. Anyhow, this stalk-like structure, we know it is not the reproductive part. It is just helping the organism to attach to the base. This is bread surface. And the stalk-like structure we call as hyphae. It is called the hyphae. And at the end, it is having a blob-like or a bulb-like structure. That is called sporangium. This structure is called a sporangium. Okay. So inside, actually this is the reproductive part now. The sporangium is consisting of full of dust-like structures. Full of dust-like structures. And these dust-like structures are called spores. These dust-like structures are called spores. Now what happened? It is there protected inside this case. And each spore actually having a covering, very thick, hard covering. When the conditions are okay, what happened? This sporangium will break, as we said in the case of cyst in multiple fission. The sporangium break and the spores will be coming to the air. It is very light particle. It can stay in the air for a long days because it has a very high protective thick covering. So that help the spores to withstand any climatic conditions. It can stay in the environment for many days. When it gets a good condition or a favorable condition, it needs some moisture habitat. So when it gets a moisture habitat, any food particle or something, it is get moisture. When we keep things for a long days, will get spoiled, we know. So when it gets such a condition, what happens? The spores will fall on that and it will start germinating. Now the structures will form, hyphae will form, sporangium will form, again spores will be forming. So that is the reproductive method in the case of Rhizopus or bread mold. Okay, the stalk-like portion is called the hyphae. At the end of the hyphae, it is having a knob-like or a blob-like structure called sporangium. Inside the sporangium, minute particles, dust-like particles are they called spore. That is the reproductive part, from which new hyphae are formed or new rhizopuses are formed. When the conditions are favorable, these spores will fall on it and it will start germinate and it will spoil the food. Okay. So these are the main 5 methods of asexual reproduction in very simple organism, where only one parent is enough to produce new organisms. There is no father or there is no mother. Another thing is the organisms which are produced by this method are exact copies of the parent, because there is no male and female. There is no combination of both. So it forms the exact copies of the parent organism. And one more method is there that occurs in plants called the vegetative propagation, that we will learn in the next class. Okay, thank you.